Welcome. I am Annette Reeder from the Biblical Nutritionist.com. It is always my joy to serve you God's recipe for excellent health. And today it's about the Daniel fast. And it's about fasting. And at the end, I have a surprise. One of my favorite snacks, it's pumpkin hummus. Yeah, so this video has got a lot of elements to it that I don't want you to miss any part of it. So be sure to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell next to it, so you get notified every time we post new videos. And I am here to serve you God's recipe for excellent health. Now, there are three disciplines we need to learn, and we need to learn how to apply in our life as a Christian. One is eating. Yeah, I know, you're thinking, Annette, you're being really shallow. I get that, and a lot of you comment about that. But many people eat because of a void in their life. Many people eat for emotional reasons, spiritual reasons, physical reasons. Let's identify that. Let's become aware of that. Let's get to our best health possible, and let's learn how to eat for the glory of God. Number two is prayer. And these are not in certain order. And then number three is fasting. When you learn the discipline of fasting, you're going to see your life take on a whole new catapulting experience of understanding God working in your life. Fasting is not a magic pill. It's not a magic wand by any ways. Fasting is just becoming more in tune to what God wants to do in your life. So let's get started with the Daniel fast preparation and then move on to that pumpkin hummus that's waiting for us in the kitchen. Thanks for watching. Be sure and hit the subscribe button. And if you're on our email list, you'll be notified of all the different fasting opportunities that we do as a community together. We have a fasting course that we're going to be sharing with you coming soon. And we have our 40 days of prayer and fasting leading up to the fall election of 2020. I sure hope you're on my email list, because the specials that are announced on that email list for our coaching clients, hey, that'll just knock your socks off. All right, stay tuned. To get started with stocking your pantry, you're going to need some good cookbooks, fun recipes your family will love, and that's going to give you a step of confidence. Now we move into beans. Beans are going to give us that protein, that fiber that I preach about in every single video. Black beans, garbanzo beans, which are also called chickpeas. These are going to make the perfect hummus to satisfy your family during the Daniel fast, and I have a video for that. You can check it out down below. Lentils. Lentils are amazing because they go in and they help your gut to heal. When our gut heals, our brain is happier. And if we want people to be happy during the Daniel fast, we're going to need to heal some guts. All right, so get some lentils in the diet. So we've got dried beans, we've got canned beans. I would have a variety of everything so that you're always ready no matter what your family wants to have. You're going to need some vegetable stock to make some of the soups. You wouldn't have to have these on hand, or you can make your own, but they just make dinner much faster. We're going to need some essential fats in our diets, so some coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oil. Those would be good options I would be stocked up on. Then we're going to need some vinegars to make our own dressings. Apple cider vinegar, balsamic vinegar. I would have several varieties of those on hand. You can see behind me, I've got my oatmeal in my canister. That makes a very hearty breakfast. It makes a very filling breakfast with great fiber to start the day. Down below, you can kind of see I have some of my orange lentils down there. Once again, I got some dried beans, some dried lentils. And here you can see I have some of my canned tomatoes. You're definitely going to be needing canned tomatoes, canned tomato sauce, canned tomato paste, maybe some spaghetti sauce, but if it doesn't have too much sugar. Those are just going to be some staples that you can throw a meal together very quickly. Once again, I've got some more canned beans. Some vegetables. You'll definitely need vegetables. I've got some of my canned green beans. I've got some of my store-bought organic corn. If you're going to buy corn, I always buy organic just to make sure it's safe. Now I do have here some salsa, and it looks like I didn't buy it organic. I really prefer to buy organic. I'm not sure how this one slipped into my pantry, but it did. So I will probably have 3 or 4 jars of salsa just to make it through the 21-day Daniel fast. Also having nuts on hand. I've got some almonds, I've got some walnuts, I'm going to have also some pecans in my freezer. Nuts are just really good to add to the salad, add to any of your dishes. They give it a crunch, they give it protein, they give it fats, but make sure you're always storing your nuts in the freezer. I really like my mason jars for my nuts. It's just an easy pour, easy to store. I just love it. Now behind that, you'll see I have some quinoa. And I also have some pumpkin seeds and some chia seeds. Chia seeds are a delicious filler. You know, if you wanted to throw some strawberries and some nut milk and some chia seeds together, you can make a quick pudding. You could even blend it with some dates to add a natural sweetener. Behind that, I've got some sunflower seeds. Those are always a great topping. Now, something to really have on hand that makes a very quick meal is going to be nut butters. So here you can see I have a collection. I did get well, I thought that was organic. Okay, so somehow I didn't get organic. So I have the sunflower butter, I have some cashew butter, and I have some almond butter. These are just going to make some great snacks if my children get hungry, which my kids are actually older. Actually, what I mean to say is my grandkids. But I'm sure many of you do have children in your home, so having some nut butters on hand is just going to make for a quick, healthy snack. Now I put these raisins here, not because they're the best option, but just to talk to you about them. Because sometimes when you use dried fruit, it has a higher sugar content than regular fruit. Plus these, I keep these as a teaching tool, they have preservatives in it. So this would not be my fruit of choice in using for a Daniel fast. It's not a bad, if you had good, better, best, this would be in the middle. It's not super bad, but for some people the sugar content may just really throw them off on doing the Daniel fast in the best health promoting way. Instead, we do have some chopped dates and we have some Turkish apricots. Now these Turkish apricots, I have them out. I got these from Trader Joe's, as you can see, because the ingredients are just organic Turkish apricots. So there is no preservative on them. At least that's what the label says. And these are going to be a healthy addition to the Daniel fast. I threw some smoked paprika here on the counter just to remind myself to tell you your spices are going to really come alive during the Daniel fast because you're looking for bursts of flavor, you're looking for new flavors, and so always have some great spices on hand. Smoked paprika is just really one of my favorites to cook with. And of course, we're going to have fresh fruits, and on hand, limes and lemons are perfect for just adding that burst of flavor to your water every morning, so that's going to be a great addition. Tea is just, sometimes we're not really hungry, but we think we are, or we think we're depriving ourselves, which is actually something you need to check into about, because that's a mental issue, not a food issue. And so having a collection of delicious teas on hand would be, you know, here's some of my favorites, some pomegranate, blueberry, acai green tea. I've got some honey, lemon, ginseng green tea, and drinking these without a sweetener, without stevia, without honey, obviously because honey is not allowed on the Daniel fast, and just learning to enjoy the flavor, the true flavor of the tea. And then coming back to center focus here, having some potatoes, some red potatoes would be a great option. Sweet potatoes would be a great option. Onions and garlic and peppers. And you're just going to have a delicious meal every night. Your family's going to love it. You're going to wonder, why weren't we eating like this before? Here's some of my dried, dehydrated onions that I grow every spring. I just love having my own onions that I know exactly how it was processed and who grew the onions, because I did. And so here you can kind of just see my spread of food and what you should have ready for the Daniel fast, so you can be Daniel fast prepared, which means you're going to be Daniel fast confident, which means the Daniel fast is not going to overwhelm you. You're going to enjoy it, you're going to look forward to it, and the blessings will be that many more multiplied. Today we're going to be making a delicious hummus, and not just your regular hummus. We're going to be making a pumpkin hummus. Yes, this is so delicious. I know you're going to want to enjoy it all year round. So I went ahead and did the first step already. What I did was I'm using my Bosch mixer platform. To this, I'm using my food processor. And so I've already added 1.5 cups of fresh pureed pumpkin. Now, if you don't have your own pumpkin, you don't cook your own pumpkin like I do, that's okay. You can buy the canned pumpkin. But there's such an amazing difference when you cook your own pumpkin. And a lot of times I get my pumpkins for free after Halloween. A lot of farms and farmers markets, they'll just give them away free because they have leftovers. I'll bring them home and I'll cook them up and then freeze it in the freezer for just a time like this. So I added 1.5 cups of pureed pumpkin. To that, I've added 1/4 cup of sunflower seed butter. Now, as you know, most hummus has tahini. Well, sunflower seed butter is a great alternative to tahini, and in this recipe, it's the bomb. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Now, to that, I added 3 cloves of garlic, freshly minced, and then I added some lime juice. And I'll put the recipe down below because I really want you to try this recipe because it's so delicious. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some fresh cilantro. I'm going to add cumin because that's where our hummus gets its real flavor. To this, I'm going to add some salt, some chili powder, and some freshly ground pepper. If you are not used to freshly grinding your pepper with each meal or each recipe, you're going to notice a big difference. It's going to have more of a burst of flavor. Sometimes when we buy that ground pepper, it's just been sitting in our spice cabinet or in our shakers on the table for years. Yeah, sometimes it is years. It loses its flavor. And so you're going to be amazed when you use freshly ground pepper, how it tastes so much better. And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This is an amazing, I say that all the time, this is a very delicious hummus. You could enjoy this hummus during the Daniel fast. It's totally good for that. You can enjoy it for special holidays, maybe a Super Bowl party, maybe just a summer get-together. It's just got a fresh, delicious taste, and I think you're going to like it. All right, so now that I've added the last of the ingredients, I'm going to go ahead and put that on the food processor. We're going to turn that on. And that's really all it takes. So if you would have timed me from the minute of starting to mix this to the end, I mean, literally I could make this recipe in less than 5 minutes. Now that's not counting preparing the ingredients, so maybe 10 minutes if you have to do all of that. Okay, there was a little bit up on the sides of the sunflower seed butter, so I'm going to scrape that down, turn it on one more time. I don't mind having a few flakes of the cilantro because I just love the look of that. All right, let me turn it on for just another 30 seconds, which wasn't even 30 seconds, and there we go. We are done. Let's just dish this up. Oh, I can't wait to try this. I shouldn't say try it because I already know I love it. And there we can see we have a rich, creamy pumpkin hummus. Now, you may think, this wouldn't taste good with pumpkin. Really, pumpkin doesn't have much of a flavor. It's pumpkin pie when we add the cinnamon, the nutmeg, and the cloves. Well, it's pumpkin hummus when we add the sunflower seed butter. So to this, I'm just going to put some roasted pumpkin seeds on top. And there we go. We could add some crackers or maybe some carrot sticks or some celery, and we have a delicious pumpkin hummus. Try it yourself. I can't wait to see how you like it. I'm Annette Reeder, the Biblical Nutritionist, and I'm here to serve you God's recipe for excellent health. I can't wait to read your comments about this recipe. Thanks for watching, and be sure to hit the subscribe button down below so we can let you know when we have more videos to show you. And we've got new videos every single week. I have so much I want to teach you and so much I want you to absorb out of God's Word about His goodness and how much He loves you. Thanks for watching. Annette Reeder, the Biblical Nutritionist.